the home of Tennessee's best newscast. This is News Channel 11 This Morning.
Well, good morning, everyone, and thanks for waking up with us here on News Channel 11 and ABC Tri-Cities at 6 a.m. on a Friday. I'm Amy Lynn.
And I'm Casey Marler. We start off the morning with continuing coverage of an Elizabethton plane crash involving Dale Earnhardt Jr., his wife, and small child.
Yeah, viewer video shows the sheer amount of fire and smoke bellowing from that plane after it ran off the runway. It all happened at the Elizabethton Municipal Airport. You can see the family and their dog actually running from the crash. That plane no longer recognizable after the flames are put out. Authorities say that Earnhardt's family and pilots are lucky to still be alive.
Many drivers reaching out through Twitter. Seven-time champion Jimmy Johnson tweeting, "Thank God everyone is safe." Kenny Wallace also tweeted, great news. Dale Jr. going to be a hero around BMS. Ashley Sharp live this morning at the scene of the plane crash in Carter County that we're told could have been a whole lot worse. Right, Ashley?
Well, Amy, Casey, that's absolutely right. It could have been so much worse. Dale Earnhardt Jr. and his family able to escape that fiery crash yesterday. This morning, all that's left is the wreckage of the plane on Highway 91. Take a look at this video from yesterday showing Dale Earnhardt Jr. being worked on by EMS. He was later taken to Johnson City Medical Center to be treated for minor injuries, but was later released. Of course, you can see him there on the scene being worked on by EMS. Another major concern, besides the passengers on board that flight yesterday, was the jet fuel leaking from the downed aircraft. 1,000 gallons of fuel leaked from the burning plane, leaving scorch marks on the road and inching toward nearby waterways. Of course, you can still smell that jet fuel here live on the scene this morning. And of course, this plane ran off the runway onto a busy highway, Highway 91 here in Elizabethton, where hundreds of people were traveling and heading to and from work yesterday. Two women we talked to saw the crash and described what they saw.
When I was looking over to the side, I thought I could see people getting out of their cars, but coming from the plane, I could see a man carrying a child and a woman, and I thought a dog.
He had an angel riding on his shoulder. How they made it out of that, I do not know, because it burnt in a matter of minutes.
And this morning, Highway 91 here in Elizabethton does continue to be closed as crews work to continue cleaning up the scene. At this moment, the issue has been blamed on a possible mechanical issue with the plane. Of course, that's something that federal investigators are going to look into extensively. They're set to start arriving on scene here about 7 or 8 o'clock this morning to start looking at what exactly caused this plane to crash and to see what they can find out about how it all unfolded yesterday. Of course, this is something that we will continue to follow throughout the morning. I did just speak to Chief Jason Shaw with the Elizabethton Police Department, and he tells me that they want drivers who are heading out in Elizabethton this morning to make sure that you're paying attention to those road closures and detours. They're also asking people in the community not to come out to the side here. They've had people come by trying to grab photos of the plane, just some onlookers coming to see if they can check it out. The chief has asked people to stay away from the scene. Of course, we here, the media, have the best look that you're going to get of the plane crash, so they're asking people to give police and investigators space this morning to complete their investigation. But Amy, Casey will continue to follow this developing story throughout the morning. We'll go and send things back to you in Johnson City.
Yeah, need to remember that is an active scene as federal investigators will be arriving there as the sun rises.
Yeah, going to be even more active, as you mentioned. Ashley, thank you very much.
Humpy Wheeler, former NASCAR promoter and owner of the Charlotte Motor Speedway, speaking out about Earnhardt today and his relief that the former driver is safe.
Wheeler says that he's known the family for years and expressed that when he heard about the Earnhardt Jr. plane crash, it brought back a time when Dale Earnhardt Sr. died tragically in Daytona. Last night, Wheeler said he's just happy everyone is safe.
The fact is that everybody seems to be okay, and tonight will be a nice evening in Tennessee instead of a very tragic one.
Wheeler also expressed that he would be headed to Bristol to see the races this weekend.
Now, as Ashley mentioned, that section of Highway 91 beside the Elizabethton Airport will remain closed until at least 7 o'clock tonight. Drivers will have to take a detour onto Broad Street off of Highway 19E, which will take them behind the industrial park across from the airport on Highway 91.
That highway closure impacting bus routes in Carter County. Carter County School Superintendent Dr. Kevin Ward says due to the closure, buses will not run from Minton Hollow to the second red light at Hunter Bridge. This will impact students at Hunter and Unaka Elementary Schools and Unaka High School. Parents should make other transportation arrangements for their children.
And there is a closure this morning due to the crash. TCAT Elizabethton will be closed today due to both the plane crash and the closure of State Route 91. According to TCAT Elizabethton President Dean Blevins, this will apply to both campuses of the school.